All right, 12.7. I'm going to try this a little different here because I didn't feel like setting up my operation. Payroll record. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about payroll. So when you work somewhere, when you get paid, the money that the business pays and the money that you get are not exactly the same number. And we're going to talk about that. There's a couple of things that get taken off. So your gross pay is like the amount that the business pays you before your taxes and things like that get deducted out of your paycheck. So let's just look here at this pay stub, and I'll work through it a little bit here. So we have a pay period from 6:30 to 7:06, 40 hours straight and overtime. Straight just means so let's say you get paid $10 an hour. Often a business will pay you $10 an hour up to 40 hours a week, and then different ones are set up different, but then they have what it's called overtime, so that would be any hours that were over 40, and a lot of businesses pay a time and a half. So if you get paid $10 an hour, your overtime would be, you would get paid $15 an hour because it's 10 plus half again as much, which would be 5, so $15 an hour for those the extra hours that you worked. So you'll see down here the next pay period, 7/7 to 7/13. They worked 43 hours total. The first 40 were straight. The next 3 were overtime. So they would get paid time and a half for their overtime. Now that made a gross pay of, let's go back up to this first one. Gross pay of $500. All right. Then we have FICA, which we're not going to get. I'll let you read the lesson. We're not going to get into everything here, but that's like a certain percent that gets withheld on the paycheck. So you deduct 500 minus this. Their federal income tax was $85. That gets withheld. The state income tax was $20. So the total deductions that are going to get taken off their check are this plus this. No, FICA plus federal income tax plus state income tax, those three numbers. And if you add them up, it should come to $143.35. So you subtract all that from 500, and what they actually get their paycheck for is $356.65. All right. Now there's some things like employees' quarterly federal tax return. I'm not sure what they're gonna make you all figure out here, but I think they're just gonna make you work with the payroll. All right, so they're going to give you the percentages for some of this stuff. So let's just go straight to the exercises here so you can see how this works. Complete the chart and answer the questions 6 to 8 concerning the payroll record for one employee. The rate is $8.50, so that's what he's getting paid per hour, $8.50. Overtime rate is $12.75, so they don't make you figure that out. So it's just, that's what it is per hour, $12.75. And FICA tax rate is 7.65%, and then they're going to give you the federal tax already. You don't have to figure that out. So let's just go to the first one here. You have him working 40 hours and 3 hours overtime. So you would take the 40 times your $8.50, and then 3 overtime. So 3 of the hours, his 3 hours over 40, he got paid $12.75 an hour. So take $12.75 times the 3, add those two numbers that come together. So 40 times $8.50 and 3 times $12.75. Together that came out to $378.25. All right. Then your FICA is 7.65%. So that would, if you're going to take that times, you would go 0.0765. You'll take that times his gross pay, which is this number. Take that times the gross pay, and you should come out to $28.94 here. That's his FICA. They already gave you the federal of 61, so you add FICA plus federal, and it should come out to $89.94. Okay, so they're not. There's one tax or something they had in the other page. They're not. Oh, state income. They're not showing you state income tax. Okay, so that means that $378.25 was his gross pay. You deduct these two out, which was a total of $89.94. That means that his, see if they can clear this up here. That means that his net pay comes out to $288.31. Not very clear there, but hopefully you can see. So that's how you do that whole part. Then 6 to 8. What was the total gross pay for the employee from the beginning of the year through February 4? So you'll just add up. That's from number 1 to 5. They just want you to add up all his gross pays. How much security tax? Okay, so that's just that. You can figure that out. Not too hard. For the chart for 1 to 5, you don't have to draw a whole chart. Just write make 4 lists: gross pay, FICA, total deductions, and net pay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then something like this. Let me just show you on the board if this pencil writes. 1, 2. All right, that doesn't work. But just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then gross pay, FICA, total deductions, net pay, and then just have your columns. That should be fine. Then there's just 4 reading problems. 9 and 10, find the total tax the employer must send to the IRS. They show you there what the employee's gross income was. And then you have, all right. So you have employees' gross incomes. You can actually just add them all together. And then the employee's federal income taxes you'll subtract out of, oh no, then you need to take that income tax, the gross, times this 7.65% to figure out how much Social Security tax they're going to take out. And then also add in that federal income tax to see what the total taxes are they're going to pay for that pay period. So they paid 104 plus 92 plus 103. That comes out to like probably like close to 300. And then you'll add in whatever 7.65% of that gross income up there, which is like $1,600 worth of income. I'm not sure. I didn't do the exact math. But anyway, once you add that all together, it should come out to $553.74. And then you'll do number 10 just like that. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, just feel free to ask any questions.